Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to do my eyebrow routine. A lot of you guys have actually requested on how I do this, so I thought I'd finally do a tutorial for everyone who's been asking. Basically, there's not really much to my eyebrows. I just draw them in a shape that I rather like. So I'm going to be using all of Mallow Cosmetics today. I've been using this up so much. I'm almost out of the gel that I use on my brows. Everyone asks me what I use and I always use this. I've been using it for so long and I'm obsessed with this stuff. So I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see a little bit better and we'll get straight into it. So the first thing I like to do is just take an empty spoolie brush and I'll just brush through my brows. I actually just got them done yesterday as well, so I thought it would be the perfect time to do this while they're nice and clean and there's no extra hairs around the edges or getting in my way. So I don't really trim my eyebrow hairs. I like to keep them quite long so I can stick them up and make them bushy if I want to have a bushy day. Or if I want to have an Instagram brow day, I just won't brush them up at all. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one here is a little bit skinnier than this one here. That's because eyebrows are meant to be sisters and not twins. So I am going to work on either just making this one a little bit smaller or this one a little bit bigger. So the first thing I like to take is their brow pomade. This is in the shade Taupe. It's meant to be the lightest one, but it's a little bit darker, which is good because I like having dark brows. So I'm just going to be taking this on the Finch Cosmetics Pro 7M brush. Alright, so then what I'll do is, I don't really want to talk when I do this because I rest my hand on my face. By the way, I got fake tan on, that's why it's different. So what I do is I basically just draw a line underneath where the hairs grow and then extend it out on the edge here. Okay, so once I've got that line happening under there, what I then do is I kind of flick the brush upwards through the brow. And then because this one is a little bit naturally bigger than this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of create a new line on top. And then I just kind of bring it down over the edge. Once I've kind of got my shape going on up here, then what I do is I just take that exact same brush and I kind of just flick up. And then I just turn the brush on a straight thing like this and just kind of mimic little hairs. And kind of pull it across like that. Then I'm just going to do the same on the other brow, just a line underneath. Some people don't like doing a line all the way down to the front of the brow, but I do because I feel like that's where it starts. But a lot of people stop their line here and just kind of brush the hairs into place for a more natural sort of look, but nothing about my eyebrows is natural. And then I'm just doing that line on top again that I was talking about before. And I kind of extend this end part here. Okay, it's pretty transparent at the moment because this is such a light shade, but I'll show what I do afterwards to fix that up. So next step, what I like to do is I like to take a powder and just go over everything that I've just done because I feel like it just makes it look more full and everything's more filled in. So for the front of my brow, I'm going to take the taupe shade of the eyebrow powder. And I'm just going to take a different brush. This is the Garbo and Cali brow brush. And I'm just going to literally just like put that in the front and just push it all through. So it's nothing too special. Then what I like to do is I like to take the other brow powder, and this is in the shade Mocha, and I like to put this through the rest of everything to fill everything in completely. So these have two shades in them, so I like to just kind of switch across both. And then I just go straight in the middle and just cover everything that I've done because it fills in like all the little lines and stuff like that the pomade doesn't fill in. So the pomade's like, it gives you your shape, but this fills in all the little lines and stuff. For the middle part and the end of my brow, I'm just going to switch to this other brush. This is the Holy Grail Angle Definer. And just using that same dark powder, just going to go over the edges. And just the same on this eyebrow, obviously. So there's really not that much to it. I'm just going to show you guys how I conceal them to get that whole like perfect sort of look. So to do this, I'm just going to be taking one of the highest coverage concealers. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light. So when I do this part, I like to rest my arm on the I've got like a little desk in front of me, so I like to rest my arm on that. just because it gives me absolute precision, which is exactly what I want. So I basically just put concealer all under the brow with this applicator, and then I go in just with any synthetic, like flat top sort of brush. You can use a straight brush or a circle brush. I prefer this one because I feel like you can get in there more and it turns with your brow rather than a straight one. And then I just take some of that, and then I just go straight up against it. And then I just kind of bring it down the front. I basically just go exactly where that line was, and I pull it down. I always pull my concealer down. Same on this brow again, just whack that concealer on. Then I'm just going to take this is actually a baking brush from Sigma, but I love it to pull my concealer down just onto my lid. And I just pull all that down and kind of pat over it, just like blends it all together. Normally I put a shit ton more on for my eyeshadow, but we're not going to be doing that today. We're just going to do the brows. Okay, now what I like to do to conceal the top of my brows is I normally use the shade of foundation that I'm going to be wearing. So I am tan at the moment, so I normally just go in with the foundation over the top because I hate having that highlighted. Like, if I was to use this on top there and using the dark foundation, it would not look good at all. So I'm just going to grab that. So for my foundation today, and what I'm going to use to conceal the top of my brows is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable in the shade 54 Honey Medium, because this is going to be my foundation for today. So this stuff is literally a concealer, so you only need the tiniest bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit there, a little bit there. Okay, then I'm just going to take the same brush that I use underneath my eyebrow. I just like wiped it off a little bit because there's a bit of concealer left on there. And as you can see, this is super full coverage. Straight over the top. And then I'll just blend that concealer out. And then I just go back in with the powder a little bit more, and I just run over the top edge of that brow. Okay, now we're almost done. Now what I like to do is I just like to take a brow setting gel. This is the one from Mallow, and this is in the shade Dark Brown. It's their tinted brow gel, so basically this just helps it stay in place all day, and it does color the hairs a little bit as well. So I just like to take that and just run it through the front, and then I just take it and go over the other hairs. I just avoid the sides because I don't want to hit this on the sides or anything like that, so I just avoid that completely and just go straight in on there. Okay, and that is pretty much everything for my brows. Okay guys, so that's pretty much everything for my eyebrow routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! See ya! Ew!